so many fans
Yeah.
who have stopped caring about Kaizer Chiefs. I've even noticed that we don't see Women B anymore. They've made a mistake along the way of coaches, and now they can't admit that we are losing control in terms of making sure that the team is well managed and it has a proper coach. So we trying to patch here, and then it starts opening up this side, and we're trying to patch there. So this patch type of thing is gonna catch up with them.
Hey, Kofi, welcome to the show, Baba. Welcome to the show. Yeah, no, man. I want us to start talking about the quality of our players. There's been a lot of questioning around that because there are some people who are saying a Dupree, a Modi deserve to be in the national team. But after what the national team performed like and looking and watching our players, do you actually think, one, they're a good enough quality to play for Kaizer Chiefs? If so, are they then a good enough quality to play for Bafana and support?
Yeah. I think first of all, I think I liked one of your points in your previous live and like previous videos that you did, which was about a conditioning coach for Kaizer Chiefs. Cause like I feel like it all starts from training where we don't see. And funny enough, Kaizer Chiefs, you said it I think on a previous video that they have a platform where they can give us information. Also the same platform they can use to show us what's really happening on the training, because what we only get is like live videos of the guys. It's like as Debs, they became even famous where they put on their boots before they go to training. They became famous more than even the pitch itself where they train or what they do when they training, because like we don't really get an idea if are these guys really training, because like I feel like even like a simple thing of trapping the ball, it's like sometimes very embarrassing when you're watching the game and you're like, these guys can't even trap and they can't even read the game. Yeah, it's bad. It's like they can't read the game and they can't communicate with each other if like there's a man behind, or you have to accelerate or move the game more quicker, or like even slower the game down. It's like if they rush, they rush. If they slow, they slow. There's no communication or such. So I feel like the fundamentals of developing or making sure that the player continue growing, because like a player doesn't stop being developed. Honestly, that's what I see when I look at all these players. They're not gonna play the same games all the time, the same pressure, the same energy. It's always gonna vary. So I feel like some of the players are new, but some of the players have been there for a very long time, because like they've been since the dark days of Kaizer Chiefs when they came back from a COVID where everyone camped in Gauteng for the closed games. And after that, everything went south. And I don't know what really went wrong in that, but I feel like there's a lot that went there, and they still trying to keep up with that. They still trying to do damage control, but it does show on the field, but that it feels like nothing has been happening. So I feel like the players themselves, I don't know if we should go into the management and the technical team, or we should also check on the players if are they really keen on developing and improving their games. Because I feel like this weekend we're gonna complain about this player, and then the following week this player is better, and then we complain about another player. So I don't know if even them as peers, are they encouraging each other to like kind of like have the same energy and the same improvement. If so and so was wrong in a previous game, then let's correct that and come back at the game better together. Not like, I think they exposing each other at the very same time, but I don't know how you feel about that.
No, for me, I think I've said this and I sound like a broken record at this point because I keep on saying the same thing. I think that our players bias Puza at times. Like there is the issue, the obvious issue of Utoli can't get injured for 3 months and come back fat. We cannot say the same. Machine comes back is fat. That's unacceptable, right? So from the player's perspective, we know how good Utoli can be. We know how good Umshini can be. but if you're not taking care of your body, then you're gonna get exposed, Mauhlal. So I do think that the boys and the team have quality, right? They are good enough to play for Chiefs, to even get called up to Bafana Bafana. Not saying they deserved it, they didn't, but I do think that they are good enough players to play for Chiefs. The problem is the mentality is not good enough. To which I always then say, if then we had a coach with a personality who can set these guys straight, then we wouldn't be having this nonsense, right? So that's my thing, Uguti. They are good enough, but the problem is who is making sure that they maintain their level best. Because I hear you touching on conditioning coach, right? But even the conditioning coach can go so far, right? I want that, but umshini mayidla amagunya lapha eSoweto bani yabo. So I do think that, but uh, we are playing in Nedbank Cup in Milford. Some people are watching this after that game. uh we win that game, we go to the last 16. What are your hopes for Chiefs this season, as we are in this last cup, because we are also in the league? What are your hopes in both the league and the cup? Where do you see us finishing, and where do you want
Yeah.
us to see us finishing? Because those are two different things. There's the heart and there's the brain. Asiqale ngenhliziyo yakho. Where do you want to see Chiefs finish the season?
You know what? Our hearts are down with being broken. But I had a funny feeling, like sometime this week, I had a funny feeling that what if Kaizer Chiefs wins the Nedbank Cup? Am I really gonna be happy? Because I feel like, no, Mpilo, I feel like we are used to being sad. It's like when they win, it's like, hey, something is wrong. Like something wrong has happened. I don't know if you do have that feeling. I don't know if anyone who's watching has that feeling. Please comment. Like, and really, I have that feeling whenever Kaizer Chiefs wins. I don't know. I have that feeling that there's something missing,
Something
man.
is
I'm
wrong.
used to being hurt. Yeah, I'm used to losing games and like being sad. But the
Yeah.
only game that I don't want to lose is the derby because I travel all the way. But to answer your question about where do I want Chiefs to be or where do I see them, I was having a conversation with my friend that loves football, and I was telling him that before we played the game, the opening game for this year, I told them, do you see that we only need 2 games to be at number 2? If we win this one, we are very, very close. We're a competitor in terms of being on number 2, and we all know what it means to be number 2.
Yeah.
It means that we are going
Yeah.
to CAF, and going to CAF means that we are competing at the highest level. People are gonna be tested, and of course, there's more games for us. There's more things to watch on, and also in terms of the players, the experience is getting there. Because if you are not being tested in that level, you always think that you're good until you get to be tested. Because we all know that
Exactly.
best of the best play at CAF Champions League, and it's not easy to win it. As much as we all say that Mamelodi Sundowns is dominating, but if they were dominating to that level, they should have had 3 stars already or 4 stars.
Sure.
But it's not that easy. So if our team plays there, it means that we're gonna see quality football and we're gonna see them being tested. And whatever comes domestically, it's gonna be like a side job. It's like into ezincane, amanzi amancane. So
Yeah.
I feel like they disappointed me with the draw. I was looking forward to being because I knew that SuperSport and Cape Town City are playing together. They're gonna be playing a match together, and I'm gonna be watching that here in Cape Town. And I know it's either a draw or one wins, meaning that we're gonna be dealing with one team who wins that game, which is, it makes things easier for us because we still have a game with one of those teams, and if we easily beat them, we're the best competitor to get number
With
2.
both of them, actually, we still have Cape Town City in
Yeah.
Cape Town, which I'm not coming to watch this time around. Yeah, but uh, but but Yeah, so that's your heart in terms of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
league. What about in terms of the Nedbank Cup? What's your heart saying?
So the Nedbank is very tricky for Kaizer Chiefs. We all know our record when it comes to
Mm,
Nedbank and smaller teams,
mm,
and they get motivated whenever they play us because like we're a bigger
mm.
team. Scouts will be there. There's a possibility for them to get a contract with one of the big teams. So it's
Yeah,
always motivation. I've been trying to get information about Milford. I didn't get much. So I
mm.
think they are fairly new in NFT, and I think they were bought. I'm not sure. You can correct me if
I have no
I'm
idea.
wrong.
I I did
Yeah,
not even bother. In my head, ne, pardon my arrogance, I just felt like this is a team that Chiefs should be destroying. Like I
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah,
even be stressing. You can say don't underestimate an NFT team. Screw that. I don't care. Humilford, Shilford, I don't care. Beat them, whoop them. I will be there screaming out my lungs out. I need a man. Yeah. So I don't care, honestly. I am really not
yeah,
gonna waste my breath researching a second an NFT team. No, I know some people might say, "Hey, Mpilo, you're being ignorant." No, we're Chiefs. Any team in a cup at this point, we're desperate. It's the last cup we can win this season. So we should be whooping them. Like the
yeah,
only teams that I can talk about and say you see their form are my teams like Abo Stellenbosch. They are playing well, but we've beaten them this season and we can beat them with better quality. The only team in PSL that has better quality than Chiefs is Sundowns. Maybe Pirates a bit, but I think Pirates, it's a derby also. It's also beyond Uguti, which squad is better. It's also about the hunger and what you show on the game. So I don't think that any team should be worrying Chiefs in a cup competition at this point. You go out there, you go die for the fans, not Lentogyo Motele grounding. So in that case, I do think that each Chiefs should be winning the game easily. And going forward as well, we should see them go all the way and winning this whole thing. Uh, so
yeah.
when I
I
in the end, yeah, yeah, continue.
I heard Kevin Johnson saying that it would mean the world for them. So I guess that there's a energy going on in the camp that says that we are looking forward to in that bank, and this is kind of like our last, not really last chance, but our chance to redeem ourselves in terms
This is their
of
last
the
chance.
talks because yeah, yeah, because like, yeah, it's been a long time, man. It's really been a long
Mm,
time, and we're very far in terms of winning the league,
mm,
and it's we don't know what's gonna happen in the next few months. Is Kevin Johnson
mm.
gonna be kept as a
Must be kept.
coach? If he does some, I feel like there's a new thing. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like there's a
Mm.
new thing that is going on with these big teams now, how they deal with their coaches or even interim coaches. There's a thing because I've noticed it with Klopp and Kwalandela Xavi, and
Ushavi.
then after Xavi, it's now Thomas
It's
Tuchel. There's a
Tuchel.
thing
Yeah.
about the yeah, there's a thing about end of the season. End of the season. This coach is gonna be here until the end of the season. And I feel like it's just protecting the brand and also making
Yebo.
sure that no one panics during the season. And then whatever
Yeah,
happens at the end of the season, yeah,
but let's clarify. We're talking about three different coaches. Two are struggling. One is deciding to just take a break. Uklop Vele wanted to take a break. He said this before he extended his contract. He had said that in 2024 he was going to take a break, but then he ended up extending his contract, and then now he is forcing the break because he actually violated his own rule, and he's still doing it in 2024. Vele, yabo. But the other ones are being fired. but, but you know what happened with Bayern, which is what I think you are right about to a certain extent. If Bayern, they fired who's this guy? Unaglisman, name. They fired that guy, and he was on top of the league. He was heading lost in the Champions League, so he was on his way to winning the league. Vele, the league ended up being won by Bayern, but that's the first. The second one, he was winning the Champions League. But since there were politics in the team, they fired him. Tuchel comes in and things don't get any better. So now they ended up firing him. So this whole thing is about the brand of saying, let's not look like we're panicking and we're firing a coach. As you were saying, let's be calm and accept Tuguti Leverkusen have won the Bundesliga, or we hope that they're going to stumble at some point. On the other hand, Barcelona, Ushav is a legend and they're trying to be respectful to him. But at the same time, communicate a message, a clear message to the fans that, hey, we can hear and we can see the results are not good enough. We're making a change. Just wait until the end of the season. So it's definitely more brand related rather than footballing wise, because I don't think you can get away with such at Madrid. They will fire you on the spot.
I like the fact that you made an example with the Bayern Munich ex-coach, and I feel like when you were explaining it, it came to my mind that I think they're not ready to admit that they made a mistake about putting him away. So I feel like the same thing that the same thing that is happening with Kaizer Chiefs is that they feel like they've made a mistake along the way of coaches, and now they can't admit that we are losing control in terms of making sure that the team is well managed and it has a proper coach. So we trying to patch here, and then it starts opening up this side, and we're trying to patch there. So this patch type of thing is gonna catch up with them, and now we're gonna look like a dismal team, because it's so sad that we always gonna reiterate or echo some of the same points that you always talk about on your show, which is the fact that Morocco Solos was once a big team, but it's so sad that on the news we all hear bad things about Morocco now, and we all also feel bad. As much as we don't support, we are not fans of Morocco Solos, but it hits home. Same way it hit at home when Bloemfontein Celtics was sold. It's always going to hit home. So reality will kick in when something happens with Kaizer Chiefs. I know you said that Chiefs will never be sold. There's a point where they sold the shares and then they bought them back.
They bought them back. You know why that will never happen to Chiefs though? It's because these other teams, they go all in on the footballing side because they are trying to be big. So they then invest a lot of money. But Uswallows or Tolguti, they are only sponsored by Wheaty or by VW only and Trip, two sponsors. But the Chiefs, they have Vodacom, a long-term contract. They will have a lot of Abomed Shield. They have Abo betting companies. They have a lot of things that they are attached to. And what they are doing is they are continuously making the brand bigger and bigger. And knowing that they have a fan base of people who can defend them even if they do nonsense, they are leveraging that so much. But also allows they don't have people who are going to buy their kits for 1,000 each and every year, because just say 100,000 of Kaizer Chiefs fans buy those t-shirts for 1,000. If they were buying them for a rand, that's 100,000. They buy them for 10,000 for 10 rand. It's what? It's a million. You multiply that by 1,000. It's a lot of money that Chiefs are making from those kit sales. I know the money goes to Kappa, but then Kappa sees which, oh wow, okay, because Chiefs also gets a percentage of those t-shirt sales, right? So each year, Chiefs knows they're going to get money from the t-shirt sales. Chiefs knows they're going to get money from everything else that they sell. So the problems that these other teams are having, whereby they end up being broke or not being able to pay their people salaries, is because they don't have money. Chiefs has money. It's just that they are putting it in their pockets, and they are very well aware that they cannot lose their bread. That's why Jessica will say we are a business at the end of the day, and ambition abanayo, and that's what usually kills these other teams, because they then get too ambitious and get to Kabatino Mango, no Andy Lechal in one transfer window. Those people are gonna cost you a lot of money, yabo. But Chiefs are very much aware of that. They don't do such, which is good as a business, but not so great as a football club.
It's yeah, man, it's crazy because like I as much as we don't see the damage with Kaizer Chiefs, it's there. There's so many fans
Yeah.
who have stopped caring about Kaizer Chiefs. I've even noticed that we don't see Women B anymore. Man B is nowhere to be found. Cause like he said that he's gonna stop watching the games. He's not gonna
Did he
fight
say?
the coach. He's not gonna. I think so. In one of the videos, he did say that if there's nothing that changes in the team, he's gonna stop going to watch games. He's not gonna throw stuff at the coach or do all those bad things, but he's just gonna stop going to watch the games until things start changing. But my conclusion in terms of in Nedbank, we're gonna win the Nedbank. Keep
Hard.
this. Make sure
Yeah.
you keep this video. We're gonna win the Nedbank and we're gonna win the Soweto Derby. Make sure that we have a post-match interview after the game to congratulate me in terms of my prediction. We're gonna win the Nedbank Cup and we're also gonna win the Derby. I'm gonna be there flying all the way from Cape Town. But I wanna ask you, I think I've heard these rumors about Sithole and Appolis. Do you think that's a good move if they're true, allegedly?
There is no way that Sithole comes back to SA. I would not be happy. Not because he's a bad player, like, but what are we doing? Why would you take a player who's so good and is currently playing in Europe and bring him back to SA? That to me, if it happens, he's going to play where? As an anchor. We just signed Umthetwa for that very reason. Umart, they play him in that position. Ukastio, they play him in that position. We don't need another defensive midfielder. We can play more attacking midfielder. We can go out and buy a number 10 who's going to create chances, right? So Ega Appolis, I understand, but Ega Sithole, nah. Ega Sithole doesn't make any sense to me.
And also the fact that there's about 5 players in Chiefs now that plays the same position. What does that mean to those players? Does it mean like, then they are not good enough, or
how can you keep on buying midfielders if you don't have a left back? Like, it makes no sense. You don't have a left back.
They wanna play with Shanti, who's running out of contract, and a lazy guy.
I mean, I don't think it makes any sense for a team, Jay. I looked at all the signings we're making. I'm like, it's concentrated in 2 areas. It's not 2 areas, 1 area. I'm a central midfielder. They are not specialists either. Because I prefer signing a 10 and we know this is a 10 and we're getting creativity out of this player. I look to I can also play as a 6. No, I specialize umuntu. Yabo. Yes, umuntu angaba, what's the word? Versatile. But versatility at times is not needed. We just need you to be a specialist. And Sazuguti, for example, whatever you do, if you play the ball into the box, you are guaranteed a goal with Ranga. You understand? I know he can play as a wing to pre, but if you play him as a striker, he's just going to miss a lot of chances. I don't want that. I want specialists right now. That's what I want.
But he came from a wing position though in that 1-on-1.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, but the thing is, he was drifting centrally. Wait, was he not drifting from in to out and then was coming back in again? I'm not sure about that run. But the thing is, he's not good with 1v1. He's not good with finishing in the box. I don't know what to do Korama Kolanjan anymore. Because the last goal I remember where he scored outside of the box was that game against Chipa, where he pushed it to his right foot and he killed it. But I don't remember the last time he scored again. Wow, it's been that long.
I want to ask you something, man. I know a lot of people want to ask you questions. And you know that I do my own show, so I ask people questions. I remember you complained about, you were not complaining actually, you were saying that a lot of the videos that you do at the stadium, they're not getting the same attention as the lives and the videos that you do on the platform. And I want to ask you, like, how as we as your friends fans can improve that, and also what do you observe from a stadium when you are doing those videos? What do you feel like it's different from when you are doing it at home?
You know, I wouldn't say, hey, please watch these videos, because at the end of the day, if people don't like them, they don't like them. And one, exactly. That's why now I try to make different kinds of content to see which ones people like. But I know Guti, most people will end up liking the news, which I don't like because I'm not a reporter, and people end up associating you with reporting news, which I'm not a journalist, right? But when I go to stadiums, and some of the things that you guys who are watching have said is some people at stadiums are emotional, or they're saying things that don't make sense. To which at times with me, I feel like I've also created an audience, or attracted an audience that is always expecting me to be analyzing logical and just talking about the game, the inverted fullbacks analysis. You get me.
Yeah.
But sometimes now I'm a fan, I should express my feelings. So when I do that, certain people will say, calm down, Pilo. If you are angry, we're also getting angry, because we are fans. You have a platform, you should be influencing us. So that also becomes a problem, because now people come to this channel and they're expecting logic. There are other channels where people don't mind to just go watch for laughs, because those people, and some of them are not really like being analytical or whatnot. They're just trying to entertain, which is not a bad thing, right? Because we're not gonna say entertainment is bad. No, 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 no. People have different preferences. So there are those
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
prefer entertainment, but they don't
Yeah.
find it in the channel and they go find it in other channels, which is what I appreciate. That's why I think there should be more YouTube channels in SA, so that people can have like selection. They can get what they want across. With mangfun entertainment ngizoya lapha, mangfun analysis ngizoya lapha yabo. People can choose, and in that way also YouTube starts noticing, which, oh, in SA I have an audience, let me give them more money. So having more people will help in that regard. But now I'm talking YouTube and something on the side. But yeah, I just had to put it out there. So yeah, and another thing, obviously, when I'm at stadium, some people just are drunk. So, and they
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
the mic, they come to the mic, they want to talk, and they don't even make sense. Abanye babo, but it is what it is. That is why sometimes I'm like, Ish, I don't want to go to the stadium, because now I'm at a point where I'm feeling like I should stop doing those post match interviews, because I feel like now I have to go to people, abanye, ish, yeah, abasuke nje. I'm not against people showing their emotions. I'm okay with that. I'm just against abantu abasuke bengayibuka game the whole time, and then azovela to mart.
Yeah.
Wenzeni? I remember there was a guy who blamed. Who did he blame? I think he blamed Peterson. No, it wasn't Peterson. There was someone else. Ukwinika. I was blaming Ukwinika. And you know this about me. I don't think Ukwinika should be playing as a right back. But that day, Ukwinika wasn't even playing. But that guy was blaming Ukwinika. I'm like, Ukwinika wasn't playing, bro. He's like, why was he not shouting at the ref on the side? I'm like, now he should be shouting at refs on the side.
It's
So
crazy.
it's
Yeah.
crazy, bruh. So yeah, I'm debating that. I will see. I will see how
Yeah.
people react to the Milford videos, because I think Chiefs has Milford, Swallows, and Arrows. All of those games at FNP. So I'm going to record a lot of videos in those games, and I will see how the reaction is. If people like those videos, maybe I'll continue doing them. If not, I will
Yeah.
stop.